So today we're going to talk about Kaho'olawe. Kaho'olawe is one of our like one actor that's got a secondary role in our Hawaiian chain movie that we've been showing you about the curvature of our Earth. So this is Kaho'olawe right there, the long island in the foreground here. So if we look at our Earth here from space, if we can ever go to space to look at the Earth, we can see it's a big ball and we don't notice any stars around our Earth. Well, this is just Google Maps, so why would they take time to put stars in our Earth? And if we spin this ball around, I don't see how anybody could rely on such an image here to say that we live on the globe, because the images they have on that ball are not very well located. Like, they're way too big to fit on the ball. Way too big. You couldn't fit a whole continent. I mean, the continent takes up the whole space on that ball. Anyway, let's go to Hawaii. Forget about the ball. We got beach balls here and other kind of balls. But we're not going to go to the beach so early. We're just going to be staring at islands over the water. So here's Hawaii island chain, and we want to be observing Kaho'olawe. Okay, Kaho'olawe is a small island, not popular at all, probably the least popular of all islands. Kaho'olawe is kind of like when you go to a party and there's this one person in the party is kind of overweight and not looking so good and not socializing. Nobody really wants to be friends with that person. That's kind of like Kaho'olawe is in Hawaii. Nobody cares about that island so much. Nobody goes there. So we can see the other islands, Maui, the big island, the biggest island in our site is Maui. But it's not the big island here, the big island of Hawaii. So the first shot not the shot, but the first picture I'm gonna show you is from the Kohala Mountains, just to show you what it looks like from higher up. And then we're gonna go to Kona, close to Makalavena, by our Pu'uku'ili. Then we're going to go to Kauai High, and we're going to wind up at Lapakahi and Mahukona Beach Park for our last observation points. Let's go. Look at the elevations of what we're observing and where we are observing from. So let's go to Kaho'olawe. Kaho'olawe is not a very tall island, probably one of the shortest islands. And there's like a crater here. You can see all the lines converging up to that crater, which looks like to be the summit. We got 1,400 feet in the crater, and on the rim we get a little higher, 1,411. And on that side we get 1,467. That's the highest so far. 1,427. 1,401. 1362. So it's definitely short. It's a short island. We can be generous to the scientific community and tell it, well, we'll give you 1,500 feet. Okay, just to be generous to you guys, because you seem to be the loser in this game here of figuring out what our Earth is like. Because you guys playing a ball game with your globe, and it doesn't seem to fit the same game as the rest of us are trying to play on this frisbee field. Because the world is not a ball, it's much more so like a frisbee. But a frisbee is more flat, and the world is not flat. That's why I make my videos. I like the flat earthers, I like their ideas, but they're missing out one major component of our Earth, which is the curvature. And that's why I call myself the curvature amateur, because I can show you with my own experience that we have curvature. But I can also show you very clearly that we don't live on a globe, because the math that they give us to fit in our globe is not what we get in reality. So where's my spot I was observing from? Makalawena, Pu'ukuili. That's the one here. I have a whole video on that. Pu'ukuili. Kona's Pu'ukuili. And we can see from Kauai High and from Mahukona, which is one point of evidence to show you. So that's where I was standing from, my first clip, 125 feet of elevation. Okay, and I was even standing in the back of my pickup truck. So my head must have been at least 130, maybe close to 140 feet of elevation. That makes any sense to you? That matters. Does it really matter what the shape of the earth is like? Every people I talk to about that, they look at me like, hey, there's more important out there, such as a virus that, does it really exist, that virus? They make a whole lot of drama about that virus, as if the world never had that before. And there's a lot of fake news over that virus. They're using fake coffins, mannequins. Nurses seem to be happy. They're not wearing masks next to one another. They're celebrating because they're big fat paycheck. So what's the distance to Kaho'olawe from there? Is 64.5 miles. I'm not talking against nurses in general. I'm talking about the nurses that, like in New York City, were caught celebrating out in the street while the ambulances and fire trucks and emergency vehicles were parading. So we get 2,773 feet we shouldn't be able to see if my eyeball was on the shoreline, but my eyeball was about 140 feet higher than the water level, because I was in the parking lot there by Makalawena, by Pu'ukuili. Okay, and we know that Kaho'olawe is below 1,500 feet. 1,500 feet plus 140 feet that I was on, so we can say 1,640 feet of elevation that we should be considering here. You can see I'm over the water level. I'm not that low, and I'm not that high either. You can see across there is Maui. Oh no, these are just clouds. There's Maui. Partially hidden by clouds. You can see the top clearly. and we can see the bottom pretty much clearly. Let's skip along in my video. I want to show you to the interesting spot. So here is a part of an island as I'm panning out away from Maui. See this little boat here helped me to find Kaho'olawe. You see the long island here? It's a long, flattish island. It's Kaho'olawe. 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 There are kind of a few ways to pronounce certain words in Hawaii. Like in Waipio Valley, there's this waterfall we used to go to. If you read the word, it's Nanawe. Okay, but locals say Neneve. So here we can see that Kaho'olawe is not alone. It's got Lanai right next to it. See Lanai right there? Lanai. See Kaho'olawe and Lanai. Okay, we've seen those two pretty often in our videos, in my videos. They're two of the actors in our curvature videos. They're not really acting, they're just being natural. Alright, zoom in, zoom out. So you've seen it, you know it's there, you know it can be seen from the parking lot by Pu'uku'ili, by Makalavena, close to the Kona airport. And the ground there is 125 feet. Plus, we could say 15 feet. I'm not standing 15 feet higher than the ground, but if we want to be generous to the poor scientific community, we can say my camera eye was 140 feet from the ocean level, and I was looking at an object, an island that is very far away, 62 miles and we measure. And that island is lower than 1,500 feet. So what do we get? Do we get a globe? Does Google's math really match up to my math? My simple Louis math? Is there anybody else that wants to show me some math that would equate to our reality and convince me with their math that we're actually fitting on a globe that's spinning in the vacuum of space as the solar system is moving forward out in space? Okay, let's hold on here. So we're gonna go look at Kauai High. Kauai High is a harbor. They bombed the hell out of that area to build that harbor. It used to be one of the most pristine surfing coral places in the world. And here you can see this drive here, and I went to park about right there on the sand to take my next clip. I'm going to show you. Young's Brothers and Matson are two big companies that receive containers from the mainland. Let's look at the elevation there. Let's go to Kauai High. Let's go see the elevation down there on the beach sand. 3 feet. 3 feet, 1 meter. Another sample. Another 3 feet. Okay, 3 feet. So we're pretty much at ocean level. You can put my camera eye up at 10 feet above the water if you want. Just be generous to the losers that cling on to the ball that's spinning in space. So to remind you of the math, we use the triangle of Pythagoras using this number. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We should be getting 8 inches in 1 mile, 8 inches per squared miles. So if we ask Robert again, Robert the expert, looking at our globe here using the radius number of 3,963 miles. It's not 4,000, it's not 3,900, it's 3,963 miles. So by looking at our distance, how far away we see our object, we want to figure out that little distance here that's measuring the height over the globe ball. So 7.98 inches is the more precise number, which is about 8 inches in 1 mile, 8 inches to the squared mile. So we got to square our miles of distance, and we got to multiply that by 8 inches to the foot, which is 2/3 of a foot. And there are many ways to calculate, not many ways, many websites that will calculate the Earth curvature for you. If you want to check them out, you can compare those numbers. I have done that in my previous videos if you want to see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's measure the distance from Kauai High to our Kaho'olawe summit. So we get 61 miles, 1.26 miles to be precise. How precise do I need to be? Because the margin of error is so huge when we compare our number to Google's formula. Okay, so we shouldn't be able to see anything below 2,500 feet of elevation from Kauai, looking at Kaho'olawe. And we're way above our number here, so are we gonna see anything from there? We're way above our number. So you can see we're in Kauai, no doubt about that. It's Maui. You see slopes of Maui across the Alinuihaha channel. Trying to pan. I'm just skipping ahead to the most important part. Here's a nice Hawaiian boat, modern Hawaiian boat, with modern Hawaiian wearing t-shirts. They're keeping the Hawaiian spirit alive, Hawaiians. I'm very grateful that they do. They're not letting go of the important history that they hold. They used to be sovereign, but not anymore. See clouds. Clouds are touching the ocean somehow. I lift my hat up to Hawaiian people. I lift my 2 thumbs up on top of that. So 2 thumbs and a hat up, if I can do that. I hope the Hawaiian people will lead the world in rising up against tyranny that we're going under right now. So here's the slope of Maui. foreground, and the background is the West Maui Mountains. Okay. And now we're going to Lapakahi in the parking lot, up right next to the highway, and we can see the lighthouse in front of us, a little white thing sticking out, which is right between Lapakahi State Park and Mahukona. So yeah, I forgot to mention, but no, we didn't see Kaho'olawe from Kauai High. We did not see it from there. Okay? I want to go backwards on my video, confirm that to your thoughts. We did not see it from Kauai High with my eyeball about 10 feet over the water level. And to remind you that Kaho'olawe, 62 miles away, is under 1,500 feet. So you see here the slope of Lanai from the parking lot at Lapakai. So we're closer, therefore we should see more of it. And we're higher up in elevation. And here is Kaho'olawe, long and flat. From the Pakahi parking lot, not the bottom parking lot, the top parking lot, which is right by the highway. Let's take a little closer look at it. Right by Mahukona. So here's the lighthouse. It's kind of hard to see from that angle. And the parking lot entrance here, right by the highway, is where I was standing. So let's measure that distance. It's not so impressive because I can see the islands very well. And we're kind of not too far away, 52 miles away. 52 miles away. I'm not doing that to impress anyone, but let's just do it anyway. 52 miles squared times 2/3 of a foot. So we shouldn't be able to see anything below 800 feet. 1,800 feet. Okay, and our island is 1,500 feet. And we're standing up at 100 and some feet. Let's check it out. It's always good to write down notes when I'm making my videos because I apologize, I'm not so good at demonstrating the numbers on the screen. I'm a poor computer technician. I'm just doing what I can with the basic knowledge I have. So 144 feet is where I was standing. 144 feet. And Kaho'olawe is less than 1,500. So we can say 1,600 something of height. So the next view after that, I'm going to be taking it from Mahukona parking lot. Let's go see. That's from the Lapakahi parking lot, and that's down in the Mahukona parking lot. We're closer to the ocean level here. And see Maui over there, across the Alinui Haha channel. And we got waves, waves. Don't get seasick on me. You can see that the water kind of goes up like a mound, doesn't it? It's because there's a curvature out there. So you can see there's something sticking out over the water. Do you see it as I move? We see better when I move. Is it there? Hard to see. You see, little mountain top sticking out over the water. And I'm looking for more. Can't see. Whoa. So the first one we saw should have been Lanai. And this one is more obviously Kaho'olawe because it's long and flat. So from Mahukona, maybe 10, 15 feet over the water. Let's go measure that. So let's go to the parking lot in Mahukona. Down there by the old buildings are falling apart. You can see all the patches on the roof. 10 feet in the parking lot. And you can add like another 10 feet if you want to put I was standing in the back of the pickup truck with the tripod. So the camera I could say was about 20 feet over the ocean water. And this distance is 52 miles away. And Kaho'olawe is 1,500 feet. So 1,500 feet plus 20 feet. Okay, and we're still way below par, according to our math. We shouldn't be able to see anything below 1,800 feet. And we see a fair amount of Kaho'olawe sticking over the water. So next one I took in my hike that I show you in the movie Eclipsing the Island of Molokini. And that's at the bottom of my hike. My altimeter pointed 26 feet, but I explained that in my video that it's not precise. So you can see the water almost at my feet. So my camera eye is about 6 feet over the water level. And I'm right below the lighthouse between Lapakahi and Mahukona. And that's over McKenna. It's not McKenna, but it's over that part of Maui on the Haleakala Ridge. And we're going, panning from right to left, looking for an island from Maui. Do we see anything? There should be Molokini there. There should be Molokai in the background, but we're too low. We're not going to see that because of the curvature. And here we see it look like could be Lanai, maybe. Look a little further. Do we see Kaho'olawe on the water? A little splash. I'm not gonna brag that I went skinny dipping in that water, but yes, I am bragging about it. Okay, and I'm still looking for a piece of land. So we saw one head sticking out. Could it be Kaho'olawe or Lanai? And we're looking again. Again, we see a landmass over the water. More chances to be Kaho'olawe than Lanai. But let's look again. Do we see anything more? Come on. Anyway, we saw it. Chances are it's Kaho'olawe. Making the math again. 52 miles away. 52 miles. Squaring that number. And then multiplying that by 2/3 of a foot. So we shouldn't be able to see anything below 1,800 feet. And I still see an island top out there. There's something wrong somewhere. Why aren't we being told the absolute truth by Google, who claims himself the authority of knowledge? Kaho'olawe. Let's look at some details of Kaho'olawe. Kaho'olawe. It's written Kaho'olawe, but in Hawaiian, the W is pronounced like a V. Kaho'olawe. So as we notice here, Kaho'olawe was bombed. They bombed the hell out of that island for decades. You can look on Wikipedia. As reliable as Google as a source of information, they make it seem like they know everything, but do they? So see, the height there is 1477, below 1,500 feet. During World War II, they started bombing that island, bombing and bombing it. Why would they keep bombing it? Why would they test bombs so thoroughly? Bomb explodes, okay, let's do it again, let's make it explode again. Okay, once it's exploded, the bomb, what do? Okay, it made a big explosion, a lot of rocks flew, and then what? Are we going to make a bigger bomb, a smaller bomb? Are we going to try the same bomb again? What's the frickin' point? You can see, you can read for yourself what is Kaho'olawe about. Some history. If history is actually accurate, because I've seen so many videos on YouTube that demonstrate how history, what is shown, the pictures, has nothing to do with the narrative that they're telling us. Doesn't make any sense. Pearl Harbor. Roosevelt, president back then, he knew 2 weeks in advance that Pearl Harbor was going to get attacked, but he didn't do anything about it. He pretended that it was a surprise when it happened. But who am I to tell you that? You should know that. You're not supposed to know things like that. You're supposed to think that Pearl Harbor was a surprise attack and that we were victims. That's what the news and the government want you to think, that we're always victims. We're victims of a virus that doesn't do much damage. George W. Bush, he's the one who signed the Let's Stop Bombing Kaho'olawe. George W. Not W, but his father there, senior guy who died. You know what they put on his feet in his coffin, Mr. Bush? Socks with planes shooting chemtrails. Aloha Kaho'olawe. Hi, I'm Louie. Welcome to my tube, the Curvature Amateur. I have more to show you like this, so hold on to your thoughts. You can make some math all you want. To compare it with my math. I like to keep things simple. I'm not a technician very well with computers, and I'm also a French Canadian, so if I have an accent, open your ears a little bit more. Okay? So, if we look at what's going on in the world right now, it doesn't look too good, but we can still look at the world with an open mind and an open eye, or 2 eyes. It works even better than 1 eye. And as we're looking around, you can see that there are things that we were told. And the things we were told are not necessarily true. Like, are we really spinning on a globe in the vacuum of space? Try to spin a ball and see how it acts. Try to spin a ball with water on top of it. And when we look at the stars, how come they don't change from night to night, from year to year? When we'd be spinning in space and our solar system is supposed to be moving forward. How can that be possible? The flat earthers have came up with a lot of good topics to show that what we're looking at is not what we were told. But they also claim that there is no curvature, and that is what I'm here to show you, that there is actually curvature out there that we can see and we can kind of measure with some good reference points. And at home here in Hawaii, I got lots of footage, and it's probably the best place in the world to be looking at the curvature, since we got high mountains and we got a wide span of water between the islands. So stay tuned and you'll see that I'm not as crazy as I look. Okay? I'm not crazy at all. Give me a chance. And I'm not conspiring with anybody over this topic here, because I made my own observation and I made my own judgment, and it's all out of this head here. If you have anything to add to my thoughts, I'm open. And if you have any comments that are going to tell me how crazy I am, I'm not going to be taking that so personally. So be open-minded, be open-hearted, and open-eyed.